Labour MPs. They really do find a way to make headlines, don't they? In today's video, we're taking a look at an intense segment from BBC's Question Time debate on the grooming gang scandal and Elon Musk's involvement in British politics. Things heated up when Labour's Chris Bryant shared his thoughts, but what happened next was jaw-dropping. Bryant claimed Elon Musk's remarks about Jess Phillips were beyond the pale and argued that only British people should decide what happens in Britain. Sounds like a solid point, until you realize his argument was completely torn apart. Panelist Liam Halligan delivered a sharp, thoughtful response that left Bryant scrambling. Halligan didn't just counter Bryant. He exposed the flaws in Labour's broader approach to these sensitive topics. Meanwhile, Bryant's stance fell flat, leaving many viewers shaking their heads at how out of touch it seemed. This segment is a must-watch for anyone interested in the debate shaping Britain today. It's not just about Bryant's missteps. It's about the wider conversation on accountability, justice, and who holds the power to influence critical decisions. So let's dive in. Watch the clip, and as always, share your thoughts in the comments below. You won't want to miss this one. Let's get into it.
First of all, think that the people who should decide how this country is run are the British people, not anybody else. And incidentally, I apply that as much to Elon Musk as I would apply it to Vladimir Putin, who I think historically has interfered in our elections in the past as well. I think
or Barack Obama when he undermined the case for Brexit, Chris?
Yeah. Well, actually, I think that on the whole...
Are we not allowed opinions on other countries?
Well, Barack Obama didn't have much success in that case, did he?
No, but he tried very hard.
Not very hard, I don't think. On the whole, I think it's best for British people to decide what happens in Britain. If Elon Musk is a friend, he's a very critical friend, I think the comments he made about Jess Phillips were beyond the pale. There comes a point, and I know Nadine has had an awful lot of horrific abuse over the years, and a lot of women MPs do. It means that lots of women choose not to take part in British politics because they and we've seen that with lots of people choosing not to stand again because of the abuse that they've had. Diane Abbott, for that matter, has had lots of horrific abuse, and I think that adding into that is just downright irresponsible and wrong.
And to Nadine's point, and it's a point been made by others, that the decisions that the government has made about grooming gangs and calling for a series of it's not a big national inquiry, but a series of 5 different local inquiries. And Baroness Casey's also looking into social care. Is going to be very busy because she's also looking into grooming as well before she gets on to social care. This was something the government was absolutely adamantly against, and now it's doing it. How much has that to do with Elon Musk?
Well, we've always been in favour of tackling sexual exploitation. In fact,
is the timing purely coincidental?
I think we've had more of a debate because of what he's been engaged in, yeah.
Added to that, Chris needs to tell his party to stop interfering with American elections as Labour sent out people to try and stop Trump from being president. On Musk's defence, Liam Halligan believes if Musk's influence is the driving force for the UK to launch a new national inquiry into grooming gangs, then he hopes Musk keeps pushing. Have a watch of this.
If it takes Elon Musk for us to understand that this is an international scandal and the world is watching and we have to sort it out, and we can't be worried about being accused of being politically incorrect, for really grasping these issues and rescuing people who have been abandoned, frankly, by much of the political media class. If it takes Elon Musk to point that out and put pressure on the government, there should be a national inquiry. I personally hope he keeps pushing for a national inquiry. Why won't Labour have a national inquiry? Is it because their current leader was Director of Public Prosecutions during a lot of this period? I am passionate about this. I have 2 daughters. This is an absolutely outrageous thing. Why are we talking about Elon Musk? We should be talking about this absolute scandal. I think it's one of the biggest scandals in British history.
And when... Just briefly...
with respect to Lorraine.
And just briefly, when the woman who spent 7 years compiling a report on child abuse, which included grooming, wasn't solely about that, interviewed something like 7,000 victims, says there's no point in having a national inquiry, just get on and do the recommendations that I've suggested. Does she not know more about it than you?
Well, why don't we do both, Fiona? Why don't we do both?
Well, she's saying a national inquiry is a waste of time.
Shouldn't we just get on